And good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here early. I appreciate all the commentary ahead of time, and I appreciate Ruby Hoove for the gifted membership. Thank you so very much. That's very, very awesome. We are off to the races. We're headed back to 1,000 members, and it's all because of you. And you can have wonderful watch parties with myself and Comics Division, which we're moving that day to Fridays right after FNT. You can join us there. Something to do after FNT before the rest of your late night. We got a lot of stuff coming up. I want to say thank you to Tony Piacente for 5 Culture Casino memberships right up front. And things are starting to really go now. We've got Walter Tomaszewski for 5 Culture Casino cash. Saying, Culture, thank you. Wait, you think K-pop Demon Hunters owes its success in part to being shown on Netflix first before going to cinemas, or rather than vice versa? I think it would have done better if it went to cinemas first. I think it would have given real competition to the films that were in the theaters at the time, and kind of would have showed up Hollywood. I have a feeling that anime is going to be the new hook for Hollywood, and if they don't dive in, they're in big trouble, Walter. That's what I think. I want to say I think it's great that Penny's here. Penny. And, of course, William. What's going on? William Schweikert in the house. We've got so much going on. We got the Snortopoopas Q Bear. Burr. I like to say bear, but I like bears. We got Ms. Pitt Cafe out there in the world. Thank you for all that you do, dear. You are incredible. And Jackie Delaney, I think I put you up on screen right at the beginning. We got a lot of stuff to get to today. It's going to be rapid fire, and unfortunately, we're not going to have very much bonus time. So, just a quick warning. We've got L Bird in the house. Good morning to you. Good to see you here. We've got Crazy White Boy over on the green machine. I'm going to say, friends, if you don't hate the @ symbols with all these extra stuff on your names, well, I don't understand, because it drives me crazy. I can't stay like Scott Shook is out there. He says morning. And Donovan Bradford, Randall Orser, one of my favorite Canadians from Canada. There's a lot of y'all. I appreciate y'all. Dr. Jill's having physical therapy again this afternoon. Yikes. Well, at least you know you'll be getting better. And the thing is to do all of it and do it to the best. Even if it's uncomfortable and sweaty, you should do it all. I want it all, and I want it now. Annie Masterson's out there, the most talented person on the internet. And of course, Kit Kat is here with a Kit Kat. Thanks for being here. Much appreciated. Ruby Hoove again, thank you for that. And of course, Tony Piacente, thank you for that. We got to get to some stuff. How about you guys? You ready? 17 stories. Oh, caveat ties, I have my coffee. I'm clutching it right now. Truly. I hope the next 5 seconds are uneventful and we can get to the news. Because 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. We got 17 stories and all, starting with this one here from Deadline. Lanterns is a buddy cop show. Sure. Yeah. And Aaron Pierre felt responsibility in playing Jon Stewart. Are you guys ready for a bait and switch? I bet you are. Let's get into it. We've got the Gotham Awards honoring the worst film of the year, honoring the violence of the left, with One Battle After Another getting 6 nominations for Gotham Awards. Adam Sandler and Jesse Buckley score some acting nods, but it's all about One Battle After Another. Political violence movie celebrated. Yay. Anyway, Dr. Phil loses his trial over his media startup's bankruptcy, shifting it from Chapter 11 to Chapter 7 because the judge just said so. And, you know, this was bound to happen. Sometimes your eyes are bigger than your stomach, and this is just something I believe happened to Dr. Phil. I have no animosity. I didn't want to see him lose this case, but it doesn't surprise me, especially since he doesn't align with most of the judges that are so activist oriented and are perfectly fine in taking down this country. We've got, Disney putting a lot of people out of business. That's right. Disneyland Resort is laying off about 100 cast members. What does this do? Well, it clears the slate of a lot of salary so that people can get bonuses, because that's all this is about. It's not about guests. Guests would like more cast members to keep attractions open, to keep services open, but Disney doesn't want that. And that's all there is to it. Moving on, of course, we've got Terrifier star is suing producers, allegedly for being unpaid the royalties due and filming a nude scene without consent. What? How do you not know you're nude? That's so strange. But the actress is Catherine Corcoran, and she sued the director Damien Leone, alleging breach of contract and distribution of sexually explicit materials without consent. You think she didn't know she was on camera naked? Acting naked? That's pretty wild. Anyway, we've got Armie Hammer returning. That's right, he's saddling up for his film return with Frontier Crucible. You can catch the trailer if you so choose. And you have to remember, this was the guy that they blamed the Lone Ranger on. Pretty wild. We'll have to see how this turns out. I'm going to go watch the trailer. How about you? We got Halloween Night South Park coming up here in 2 days? Yeah, 2 days on the 31st. You can check it out. The episode's going to take on Donald Trump's demolition of the East Wing of the White House. It's too bad they didn't do this when Obama was tearing stuff up on your taxpayer dime, and this is being done with public funds, or private funds, publicly supporting the White House. Pretty crazy. I don't know why everybody's making such a big deal. The building's been remodeled multiple times to include a jogging track. But hey, South Park, this is starting to feel a little heavy-handed on the political side of the equation. Speaking of which, we've got Downtown Abbey. That's right, the grand finale, whatever. It's headed for Peacock. The release date has been released. And I know you're very excited about this, ladies, but it didn't do as well as they'd hoped, only making $100 million at the theaters. But you'll be seeing it November 7th on Peacock, so you can see it for free. This is the problem with the modern cinema age. We got the White House has fallen and fallen and fallen. All the stuff that will remind you that the East Wing was destroyed, including ID4. Super fun. Moving on, we've got Trump scoring golden gifts as the United States sole. Advanced trade talks have gone very well. And so have all the other ones. Japan, that was a beautiful moment. And Malaysia, of course. The stock market is breaking records. That's right. And we're headed in the right direction across the board. And for some reason, that seems to be a sad moment for people. Let's move back to this. Vice President Vance says troops will be paid as pressure builds to Congress to end the shutdown. Well, it's only the Democrats that are holding it up. And we've got the Senate voting to block tariffs on Brazil, which I hate. We're going to see this resolved in court, and I think we're going to find out that the executive authority for these things still lies in the president's hands. We've got, private donors giving more than $125 million to keep the USAID kind of programs alive in foreign aid and going after, U.S. cuts, which I thought was good. We exposed a lot of money laundering. OpenAI may move forward with a new business structure partnership with Microsoft, regulators say, despite the fact that this was a charity that was donated to. That's supposed to be a .org the entire lifetime. Finally, we've got Elon Musk launching Grokpedia, which is kicking everybody's butt. That's right, especially Wikipedia, which is garbage. And finally, quick reminder, the Japanese region has asked the army to cull bears because attacks have been spiking there at a very accelerated rate. And we need to make sure that the bear population is controlled. I wonder if the United States will ever wake up to that. Outside of the hunting seasons in various states, you got people fighting back, wanting these things to overrun the United States of America. And as much as I love bears, I'm bear aware. And I know that if their population gets too big, humans will be a first target rather than a secondary target. On that note, we have just a couple minutes of bonus time because I've got a super duper chat I have to get to. Jamie A is in the house. I hope you're doing well. We got a few other people that rolled in the door after we were started, including Matt G, who's now a member once again. Gifted a membership yesterday. Barry the Music Man, great to see you, my friend. And you guys are on fire today in the chat. I wish I could keep up. But the only thing I need to make sure I say is courtesy of Dean Krantz. I find that people that hate Trump only have a memory span of the current news cycle. I think of them as the slow learning children with helmets on and licking the windows of the short bus. I understand that. I understand that sentiment. I think that they're not paying attention to the broader the broader impact of an administration that actually has a plan and has leadership and is making friends with the rest of the world again, despite the fact that it used to be very in vogue to hate on President Trump when he wasn't in office. I think with the celebration in Japan, and of course everywhere else he's been on his Asian trip, um, it kind of points at the fact that he's a lot more popular than, well, the mainstream, or I will say it this way, the legacy media wants to admit. By the way, if you haven't signed up for your Criticless account, you should go and do so now so you can argue with Jonas on his, well, terrible takes. Blaine has some terrible takes too, the guy that runs Criticless. So should check that out. They're a lot of fun. Good people over there. And for those of you that also watch Jay in the morning, say hi from me. Let Jay know that I love him every morning. It's a lot of fun. What else is going on? Let's see. Well, the government's still shut down. Democrats voted negatively every single time to bring a clean, continuing resolution together, and that doesn't do anything but hurt Americans. But hurting Americans seems to be Democrats' leverage. We're going to hurt people. Okay, I mean, you were already doing that with your blind support of illegal aliens and giving them all our tax money in the form of health care and food and everything else. When it was revealed that 14 states participate in using Medicaid, Medicare money that they get from the federal government to fund illegals, um, that was disgusting. The fact that they're using your tax money in various states and cities to house illegals, that's gross too. If you're not finding these things gross, I'm surprised. That money could be going to your neighbors and friends and everything else. It could be turned back to you in tax rebates. We absolutely 100% need a balanced budget, and we need to hold our lawmakers accountable for spending beyond their, well, their means. And we need to eliminate the income tax and take the burden off of this nation and watch it grow, because that's what happens when you either reduce taxes or eliminate them completely. The fact that we still have a unconstitutional, some say, tax placed on us as citizens is problematic. You have to remember, we reacted very negatively to the crown levying a 2% tax on us here in the colonies at the time, and yet you're losing a third or half of your money every year to taxes. Pretty disgusting, I say. But it is what it is. Speaking of which, we got Randall Orser out there saying, "Have you seen the trailer for Fackham Hall?" I have not. It's a bit comedy produced by Jimmy Carr. Really? It looks hilarious. I will have to check that out. I love Jimmy Carr. I'm one of those people that appreciate him, and however vague he is about his relationships. Anyway, Robert James Film says the Ben Solo film is a new Morbius studio reaction. Oh, indeed. Yeah. I'm going to say this. They're promoting a lot of bunk. Star Wars tried to make a lot of noise because they haven't made anything else other than noise. And once it was revealed just how much of a failure the last film was, how it definitely lost hundreds of millions of dollars at this point. Um, Disney's screwed. They've destroyed all the boy properties. All the reasons to acquire them, everything they told investors was a lie. We're going to chickify this stuff for the message. I Yeah. So it's definitely the new Marbius. I think Tom would agree with you vehemently, and he would be right. So the Ben Solo film is a new Morbius studio reaction. Yeah, yeah. React to the meme. No, that's not what they were looking for. Putin's cat says, "Culture. I want illegals on the streets. No, I want them back in their countries. I want them to. I want them back where they came from. And absent that, they could go back to someplace else. Coming here illegally, being flown here illegally by the previous administration. Come on, Putin's cat. There is a process to get here legally. It's not, overnight. It's not like crossing the border and cheating and jumping in front of all the people who did it the right way. And that's the thing. If you can't abide by the laws to get in here legally, are you going to abide by any other laws in our country based on crime rates and some of the horrendous things we're hearing about? The answer is no. And if you want the most naked version of that, it's in the UK right now. So it is what it is. Is This Live is joining us today. Good to see you, my friend, who actually gifted 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you for that. Is This Live? I don't have that clip about Is This Live or Is This Dead, but I like Is This Live? I do. I do. Read by Nature received one of those gifts. Sweet. Michael Steele is here and received a gift also. Fantastic. Look at all these gifties everywhere, courtesy of Is This Live? So we got 10, we got 11. I think we have 11 gifties so far today. You guys are incroyable. I think that's French. I don't know. Miss Pickcoffee can yell at me. Do people understand what the definition of illegal is anymore? It's a good question. Don Lemon Party, Lemonhead, whatever you want to call him, Lemon. Uh, he certainly doesn't. He certainly doesn't. He doesn't think it's a crime to be here illegally. I tell you what, if you've crossed more than once into this country illegally, you are a felon now. You've upgraded from a misdemeanor, which is a crime, by the way. You usually have to do something misdemeanor. And he thinks, well, you're not going to get jail time for that. Maybe not. Hard to say. Depends on what you did. But if you do it twice, you're a felon. And a lot of these people used to go back and forth like it was, a turnstile. So it's pretty crazy. Uh, what else is going on out there? I'm actually in the group Criticless Cast, I think. Let's see. Keep It Real's in the house. Good to see you. Hello. You're fine. You're okay. Jasmine Crockett said a while back that yeah, she's a liar. Entering this country illegally is not a crime. She's an idiot. She doesn't know the law. And that's another problem. If you have lawmakers that don't know the law or the foundations of the law, why are you putting them in office? By the way, her she's going to get wrecked in the next election. She will not return. A lot of these people won't return, including that Al Green criminal, the guy with the cane that was just a nuisance. So yeah. There you go. Crazy White Boy says send illegals to Don Lamont's properties. Yeah, I think that again, the original idea by busing illegals to the high end areas was a nuisance because it would, scare the Democrats, which it did, but they didn't have a problem using military force to remove all the illegals and putting in threatening situations. They relocated them. Oh, you guys are asking what it is. Yeah, Criticless is a movie review location for people like me and you. It's not like Rotten Tomatoes, although it's better if you verify yourself on Criticless. But you can put in your thoughts on movies, look at other people's thoughts on movies. I even have my thoughts on movies up there. I used to post the videos up there. I'm going to go back to doing that again in the future, but I haven't for a while. Hey, Robert James is in the house, as I said before, and thank you for your contribution, Robert. Um, and she's a lawyer, yeah, who fakes the hood accent and everything. She again, it's the same thing as uh, word salad lady that they ran for president. Yeah, she's an attorney. She was a DA. No wonder she was using criminals for slave labor in California. Throw that on top of her, amongst very, very many other reasons why she got her job. Apparently, she liked to bow down in front of men, one in particular. Anyway, is this live for $2 Canadian says, wait, you have thoughts? Oftentimes. Yeah. Yeah. But I think about them really hard before I say them, usually. Sometimes I react a little bit off the cuff, but only on things I feel informed about. Cat Slave was late to the party. That's right. And this won't be a very long bonus party because I'm going to send you over to Midnight's Edge in the morning here in just a moment. Um, uh, I need options. I need options for places to send people. Yeah, Jazzy is a TikToker who sadly got elected. Indeed. And she went to some very high-end schools. She likes to pretend that she was born a poor black child, but she wasn't. She's upper middle class at the lowest. She went to some very expensive private schools. So I don't like that very much. Let's see who else is out there in the world. I think I already said hi to Matt G. Matt G. He's been here forever. Thank you, Matt G. Philip. Philip O'Reilly says, "Wait, when did this thing start changing? That username is being used. Man, I wish I could tell you, my friend. Um, I'm angry. YouTube has unilaterally done this multiple times. You guys hate it. You have to give them feedback. If you see a feedback button, um, and on any videos that you're watching or anything else, or you get solicited for feedback like YouTube does with various accounts occasionally, tell them you do not like this new at bologna sausage and not your actual, screen name. This original username stuff is quite garbage. I'm hoping that that's Philip Gaming out there, but this is something that frustrates me. I think it frustrates a lot of people. Wait, you have thoughts? I already read that one, but you got it up there twice for $2, so that's the best $2 you ever spent. Um, Super Balls 83. I have a thought on the movie Weapons. Yeah, whenever the dream occurred in the AR-15 showed up with the number 247 on it, had no purpose in the movie. There's a lot of stuff that didn't have purpose in there, but may in the prequel or any sequel. And there's a good chance because of its success, it will definitely have follow ups. They already said a prequel. It's coming with the lady out there. Luck be a lady tonight, and luck be the first Dragon Queen. Thank you, dear. You guys should check out the first Dragon Queen's channel. She's lovely, and she gives you a dragon fact every time. She says Spooky Time has a delay getting a door today. Awesome. Well, you guys should check her out for Spooky Time today. You should. You should. YouTube has been using AI to detect TOS violations. I have a few people I follow who have been complaining recently about videos being taken down and strikes on their account with no explanation. Yeah, that's all true. So it's been happening. They basically made me persona non grata. I'm not right now. I'm fighting to stay at my 41,000 subscriber list. I'm trying to keep them because they just willy nilly are nuking things. They do not want you to talk about the deletion stuff on YouTube, so I've been avoiding those stories. But I will tell you, be bear aware because a bear will delete you. Dean Krantz again says in 1820 Ohio, a fifth grade certificate required that an applicant be able to read, write, and do practical math. They also had to be able to write an essay and discuss the Constitution, not magic. True. And they knew the difference in what bathroom to use and what sports they could play in. So there you go. Ba, 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 Pinochet's helicopter tours, you could not be more correct if you knew. YouTube has certainly put my channel under attack, and it has been happening now for a concurrent 3 months. Actually, it might even be longer than that because it started at the beginning of the summer. So 6 months. We're coming up, well, 4 months at least, 5 months here soon, 6 months. I look, I don't think this onslaught will end. They are trying to get people to make generic AI content on their channels. They don't want thoughtful channels. They don't even care if they're human channels. That's the other problem. Decepticon is in the house, and so is the very lovely Sherry. I hope you're doing well, dear. Everybody loves you. Starship Vampire is here, saying hi to the Beagle Dad. Spaceship Vampire to Spaceship Vampire. Yeah, this is some wild stuff, and I don't know why. Well, I'm Robin Leach, and I don't know why. Anyway, you guys probably don't get that joke, but because I'm old. Aloha, says Tobak. Very Hawaiian of you today. And I just gotta say, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. Oh, Dean's got to go run some errands. CultureCasino, once again. Hang on. CultureCasino, I once again swear and affirm you are stuck with me as a subscriber, which I truly appreciate. By the way, commentary is very important to a channel, whether it be live commentary or on any of the videos I make or anybody else that you enjoy, because that's how YouTube's trying to make it so that creators don't make any money. This is one of the best ways you can help out your creators with super chats and memberships. Believe it or not, it's very helpful. You're giving the gift to somebody else for sure when you gift memberships, but membership has its privileges. Twice a week, I'll give you a members first video, and every other week, you're getting a watch party. And we have 2 different member streams per month if I can fit them in. One for Meet the High Rollers, which is the highest tier, and one for everybody to participate in. So, Texas 8412 says, "Hey, Culture, is it too late to move my lantana? Probably needs more sun." Well, it depends on how big it is and whether or not you are comfortable trying to fight to get it to reroot with quality. Most times people don't realize this the root ball size of a lantana. It's one of the reasons why it spreads and jumps all around your yard is it sends little runners underground to another location. You can end up with lantana everywhere. Not to mention that it's a very hardy plant. Once established, you can have lantana everywhere that you didn't even plan for. So just know that. A lot of it has to do with how long ago you planted it, what the root ball looks like, and how far those tentacles reach out. But you probably could move it and transplant it. I would just plan on, if that fails, getting ready to plant a new lantana. But like I said, mine take full sun all day long. If you're looking for another plant that gets out of control super fast and gives you a lot of flowers like a lantana, bougainvillea, which is my most hated plant, by the way. Um, they have a tendency to grow enormous and get way out of control. So, but just be careful if you transplant it. That's all I have to say, and make sure you properly prepare a location and have plenty of nutrition there for it when it gets started. And always water your plants in after transplanting. Very important. Irrate Specialist says, CC, have you thought about using clickbait titles and thumbnails? No. Make the same content, just fold the algorithm. Um, I've tried that. I get yelled at for doing clickbait. Look, I'm not Jeremy of the quartering. I respect that dude's grift. He's awesome. But and I watch his videos, of course. I've been supporting Jeremy for 6, 7 years now. But what I will say is, don't you guys really want to know what's in the video? Don't you guys really want to know what's in what I'm talking about? I think I could do it, but I don't think I will do it. Every once in a while, I'll slap something in there that's borderline in my consideration, but it's the same reason why you don't see a lot of hyperbole coming out of that park place. It's just, it is what it is. Maybe it's cleverly worded. Um, Geeks and Gamers now has, very descriptive uh, headlines when it's promoting its content. And I think it helps creators be more authentic and real with their audience. So I guess I could try it, but I just don't. To me, there's not an upside because it's just like, well, this isn't what I came here for. I get mad at, like, I'll be watching like a home improvement video or something, and I'll be like, this is not what I came here for. I wanted like this actual thing, and I spend 15 minutes of other stuff, and I'm like going, I didn't come here for this. And usually they lose me as a viewer. So yeah. And is this live? Says YouTube unsubs me from channels all the time. Yeah, it does. Yep. Yeah, and they try to make channels persona non grata. That's why I always say double check you're still subscribed at least one time in my videos, because some people don't even know. They get the notification that the video's up because it's in a area they have an interest, but they don't realize they've been unsubscribed. It's pretty wild. I thought I would already be at 50K. That was the plan. It still is. I want to make it to 50K by Christmas. That I believe it or not, I'm gonna ask for your help every time I can, because the only way I can get there is with you. Your support, your contributions in the form of comments and obviously gifts and all the donations and stuff. But YouTube needs to see everybody as a potential money earner. So there's that. And I'm going to have to start changing some of the things that are done on this channel, which is why I started the new podcast, which may become a channel. And a lot of you have indicated via the polls and the direct questions, like yesterday, that you want to see um, uh, that podcast become its own thing 5 days a week, and perhaps its own channel. Which again, I think that's going to happen. It's small and not spreading. All right. Yeah. So very carefully look at the footprint that you have for the way that you water it. And it's the circumference. If you cut it in a circle, mine are all little, you know, groomed round bushes. Um, and look at the footprint that it occupies and where the watering zone is for the plant. Um, pretend you dug a nice little area for the water to sit, and cut it out and move it. I think it depends on what your climate is. If you still have warmness and you still have evenings that are in the 60s and 70s, you can certainly move it. If you're in an area that's going to have a hard freeze anytime soon, you don't want to move it till after that. And hopefully it survives. Winters are the hardest on lantanas and some of these types of plants that are flowery and summer oriented. I would relocate it in the spring if you're going to have a hard freeze soon, or first freeze you want to stay away from. So transplants are more effective when everything is working in favor of the plant: nutrition, sunlight, water. So Pinochet's headed back to work soon. Awesome, my friend. I really do hope you're doing well. Been worried about you. Been worried about you. Carlos Lantana. That's right. Pro went for the joke yesterday. It didn't quite land. Hey, little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now you're surround. Cat Slave says I had to look up what a lantana was. Thought it sounded like an early 70s movie. Yeah, well, Santana, Carlos Santana. Yeah. Got another green one here from Robert James Films for 5. Culture Casino Cash saying, um, what are you saying? Hang on. A Marlboro Crush is the option to smoke a cigarette or a menthol because if you change your mind halfway through, you can. Hence, it's cigarette made for a woman. LOL. That's funny. Lantana is also a town in Florida. You know, in Florida, there's a town called Plant City, which I love, which actually grows plants and services nurseries. Very cool stuff. Florida's got a lot of great places. It really, really does. Um, yeah. Oh, you guys are amazing. I hope you guys know it. You are amazing. Green Machine, if you are a member over there or you donate over there, um, Rumble takes better care of its creators. So I'm just going to say, I'm just going to say, new Beagle pick. There you go, guys. There's a new one for you. Gotta love them Beagles. Amazing. All right, Penny, Penny, Penny. Wonderful to see you. There's a store in town that has one of those freestanding ashtray columns with a sign reading, "If you're still stupid enough to smoke, do it here." I'm sure the shoppers appreciate that. Felon Lawyer says Google is the best. Oh, by the way, Grokpedia is amazing. So, of course, all of the legacy neo Marxists out there are writing stories and columns and opinion pieces because really anything about Grokpedia at this point is an opinion piece, like Wired. Um, just a bunch of commies. It's far right. Have you read Wikipedia, bro? I'm just saying. Downtown Plant City is a very cool traditional small town downtown. Indeed. Indeed. St. Augustine, that's a great Florida town to visit. So much history there. Lorena, my friend Lorena Creole, hopefully you guys are subscribed to her. She is always talking about that. And I kind of miss doing the Welcome to Florida show with her, but my schedule is busy and a lot of show times are now having to be readjusted. And when we get to the, what do you call it? Time change, it's going to be a hassle and a mess. But as I said, like last night, we had the watch party. It was Tuesdays, every other Tuesday. Sorry. It's now moving to Friday. So if you're a member, note that. It'll be right after FNT ends. We'll be watching a movie together, and then you can go on and watch all the great late night shows, like over on Loki's channel, and you can watch the Cotton Council on Snowdub's channel. There's a lot of great things at night. Man, can tell I didn't sleep a lot. I can't find Grokpedia. Open up X. Open up X. Just like Grok, it's on X. I know a lot of people don't have X, but you should. Did I say new big piggy? I don't think so. Jamie says, it really feels like October here. It's been in the 80s and 90s. I've had a very mild beginning of, or I should say, maybe this is technically the middle of fall. It's just really weird. This is a weird October. A wet one too. Oh, by the way, for those of you in the path of Melissa, please be diligent and be safe. Please. Thank you. Yeah, Snopes has been corrupted for a long time. They conveniently word things like lawyers to get away with lying to the public. It took them 4 years to get rid of the very fine people hoax garbage. And that's not just a little bit frustrating. That's why I don't use them for information. There's a lot of things I don't use for information. Yeah, Cat Slave says I don't have X. Well, it doesn't have to cost you any money. And you'll be able to communicate directly with me because I have X. So that's right. Don't forget Lauren and Apollo every Tuesday and Friday night. That's right. You'll still be able to go from our watch party to Lauren and Apollo. Lauren and Apollo. Anyway. Keep it real, says I love to funny message and Discord about myself. Thank you. Indeed. Indeed. Morgan King says, I can't use Grok. I'm still suspended. I don't even know how you got suspended, Morgan. I can't imagine you saying anything terribly offensive or wrong think. Well, maybe back in the day. I would apply. I would petition. I would say, hey. This is actually true. Putin's cat says, if time equals money, then X does cost a lot. True story. True story. And from our wonderful friend, making sure to rant over on the green machine, Pinochet's helicopter tour says, I had Grok give me a complete rundown. How Grokopedia will work. Using Grok trains the AI large language model. Yesterday, my queries contributed to Grokopedia generating an entry about Wardenclyffe Tower. Oh, Wardenclyffe Tower. Is that the Nikola Tesla reference there? I really would like to know how that device was designed to work. And I think, if anything, Grok could figure it out. In fact, a lot of things are now being figured out because of LLMs and because of a lot of advanced AI, which is cool. I mean, pretty soon we may discover some of the things that were lost to time, some of the things that were buried under the sand, some of the things that were legendarily consumed by the ocean. So, anyway. All right, folks, we have dillied and dallied, and we've done both of those very well. I'm going to send you off to Midnight's Edge in the morning, and you can hang out with the guys over there. I got to put together a couple of I've got to put together a couple of videos, so we have videos this week, and then I have to go mow and trim a yard because I still do manual labor. So, yeah, kind of excited. So, thank you, Ms. Pitt Cafe. You are amazing. With that note, and with all your generosity of the day, which I appreciate, folks, you're building up the channel once again. I'll say the following. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and everybody head over to Sherry's because, she's got some slamming clams.
Are you tired of the same old buffet food at Wang's? Have you had enough dong to last you a lifetime? Well, take just a few more steps past those single-minded restaurants and dive into Sherry's Slam and Clam. Sherry's Slam and Clam Shellfish Bar is truly all you can eat, unlike the 2 shrimp limit that stingy bastard Wang has. In a hurry, let Sherry stuff your box. To go! Be shellfish and take all you want from Sherry's Slam and Clam. Located next to the 3rd Street Bolorama, Sherry's is open 6 days a week. If you are looking to slam clam, get to Sherry's today.